Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of January 10th to January 16th. Welcome. If you are new here, I release these energy forecasts every week around Sunday morning Pacific time. If you are a regular here, welcome back. Thanks for joining me as we navigate 2021. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to know more about the overarching energies for 2021, check out my yearly forecast video. I'll pop a link below. I talk about the major sort of cosmic themes and cosmic alignments that we'll be working with throughout the year. Plus, I give you some insights into your zodiac sign as well. So check that out. The link is in the description box. So this is your first energy forecast for 2021, and there's a lot going on. Surprise, surprise. We have the first new moon of the year. It falls in the sign of Capricorn on the 12th, 13th of January. There are many layers to this new moon. There's a lot to unpack with this new moon. It does bring some volatility, which you're probably sick of hearing me say if you joined me last year. However, I want you to keep in mind that this is going to be a theme for the coming years. We are in a phase of breaking things down so they can be rebuilt. And as time goes on, we'll definitely start to feel more of that rebirth, rebuild energy being woven in, but there is still some, collapse that needs to happen. And all of this, like with anything, right? Whenever there is change, there is always a certain level of chaos involved as well. We saw that in 2020. We'll see a little bit more of that this year as well. It's not as heightened as 2020, but there's still this overarching theme of, breaking things down so we can build up again. The phoenix rising from the ashes. That is what we're working on. That is what we're working through. So yes, this new moon brings a little bit of volatility. This volatility kind of leaks into the last remaining weeks of January as well. There could be a sense of irritability and frustration. There could be a sense of, a push-pull in terms of the government and its people or establishments and, people, which is something we've already seen. We saw it last year. We'll see it again this year a little bit too. But again, the old world is collapsing and the new earth, which is already here, we're starting to build that up. And so through that build-up process, the things that no longer serve us have to break away. And in that process, we get this little bit of volatile, chaotic energy flowing in. So just keep that in mind as we go through the year. But like I said to you last year, your soul signed up to be here for this time, to bring Earth into this new state of consciousness. Your soul already knows the way. You've already been told all of this, right? So know that you have the power and the strength and the knowing to navigate whatever comes your way. So yes, there is a little bit of volatile energy with this new moon, but it has many other things on offer around it as well, which we can definitely use. Firstly, it has some beautiful grounding energy. It falls in the sign of Capricorn, and it's really a good time to ground and center ourselves, especially if the holiday period has got you off balance, or maybe your routine has, been changed up a little bit. A really good time to get back into your alignment, to ground, and to create some structure and routine and order throughout the day. This is a good time to take steps in that direction. Also, there is energy around this new moon that is reminding us that we can do hard things. We are strong. We are capable. If there is something difficult that you need to do or some challenges that you're being faced with, this energy of this new moon is really, really supportive. So if there is something that, hard that you've got to get off your plate or that you're working on, know that there is supportive energy lifting you up, holding you up under the light or the darkness rather of this new moon. And then finally, the other beautiful energy that we can tap into under this new moon is just the sense of new beginnings and fresh starts. This new moon actually activates a point in our cosmic skies that was very important in 2020. This little point in the cosmic sky that this new moon sits on was the home of one of the biggest alignments that we experienced last year that kind of kickstarted everything that 2020 became. And the fact that this new moon is returning to this point in the sky, it kind of symbolizes leveling up. We can begin again. We can start again. We are wiser now. We don't need to follow that same pattern. We don't need to fall into the same traps or the same, locked mentality. We can begin again with new wisdom, with a higher level of consciousness. So if you are setting intentions around the new moons are always a great time for intention settings, for thinking about what you want to draw into your life. Think about ways that you can set intentions from this new place of wisdom. You are not the same person you were last year. You have changed. So set your intentions from who you are today, not who you were, not the things that you were holding on to in the past, not the expectations that you had from the past. We might have all had big plans or expectations for 2020 and maybe they didn't happen. You know what? That's okay. This is our opportunity to begin again with new wisdom. We know better now. We can do better now. And so there is that sense around this new moon of, a fresh start, a fresh, clean slate with this new wisdom. And with this new wisdom, we can move forward with a little more confidence, a little more ease, a little more knowing and understanding. We have greater awareness now. So try to tune into that as you set your intentions for the month ahead, which is always a good thing to do on a new moon. This week, after the new moon's on the 12th, 13th, that'll depend on your time zone. And then on the 14th, we have the planet Uranus moving direct. Uranus has been retrograde since August of last year, and it will now shift into direct motion. Uranus is the planet of awakening and change. It is very, very active this year. You'll probably hear me talk about it a lot. And as Uranus goes direct, we may notice, this is a subtle energy, but we may notice some sort of awakening, some sort of aha moment, something that wasn't clear, something that we were working with in August that really wasn't clear or maybe felt a little off. We'll gain some new clarity around it. So if you think back to something that you've been working on in August and you've been looking for that clarity, you may just find it coming as Uranus goes direct on the 14th. This is a subtle energy, but as Uranus goes direct, we have no major planets in retrograde, at least for a little while. So lots of forward moving energy on offer to us now. When we have retrograde planets, it can slow things down a little bit. We have Mercury preparing to go retrograde at the end of this month. So before that happens, we do have a lot of forward momentum in the cosmos, and you'll probably notice time moving quicker, things moving quicker. There is some good forward moving energy. So use that if you need it. All right, I hope that was helpful. You can find more on the moon, plus a new moon ritual and a meditation at foreverconscious.com. I'll pop some links in the description box below. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Enjoy the first new moon of 2021.